Okay everyone, welcome back to the next section. We're going to go through in here, we're going to go through lots of different niches. Oh god, oh, it's playing on me, it's playing. We're going to go through all different niches, different example video channels that use only stock footage, that haven't recorded anything themselves, or they could do it that way by only using stock footage, which it's a way for you to realize how and what you can make videos about. Now I'm going to say right here while we're hovering over Jake Tran, it's important for you to make videos about something you love and are passionate about. This is not a passive income. As I've said before, you're going to have to create content. You're going to have to create a lot of content. You're going to have to edit a lot. And if you're doing that yourself and you're having to research and think about this and spend a lot of time, it's a heck of a lot harder, really hard to do that about a topic you do not care about and know nothing about. It doesn't mean it's impossible. If you have no interest in anything whatsoever and you decided, I want to make a YouTube channel to monetize, that's what I'm going to grow, that's my new business, that's fine. Perhaps you want to go into the finance niche or something because they have a higher CPM and far more highly to succeed, perhaps, although it's a busy niche. But when it does make and you do monetize it, you can make quite a lot more money on there than, say, a gaming channel, for example. But if you want to make videos about something, it should be something about what you like. Also, we're going to talk more in a moment after this. I'm going to go through kind of the next 10 videos after this are going through all different types of niches, all different stuff you could do, and then we can talk about, you can kind of work out from that. There's a project after the next 10 videos on you working out what you should make yours about. But we can talk about a hybrid channel. For example, if you chose sports, I'm going to make sports videos. That's not a niche. That's maybe a topic you're going to talk about, you know, roughly, but you need to do, I'm going to do top 10 in sports. I'm going to do like the top 10 something in sport. That's not narrow enough. You need it a little bit more. I'm going to do top 10 UFC knockouts. I'm going to do top 10 NFL goals scored. I'm going to do top 10 I don't know, soccer goals around the world. I'm going to concentrate on each country, whatever it is, I don't know. We're going to go through them now. You need to start narrowing down your niche. Remember the importance here, and this is something you need to really remember. When somebody watches your video, they watch, and if they subscribe for that video and what it's about. If you then make another video that's about something even slightly different, if I did a sports channel and I do top 10 boxing knockouts, and then my next video is top 10 Formula 1 racing wins. No interest in the Formula 1, lots of interest in the boxing, you've lost the person. When YouTube then shows them that next video and they don't click it, that's then going to hurt your click-through rate, and YouTube is not going to share you as much. So when you come down to your niche here, when you get down what it is, you need to get it as tight as possible and keep it really, really tight. People really want the same content time and time again. That's their interest. Think of a TV show you watch. I don't know, I watch Top Gear, for example, and every time I go on there, I know it's going to be about cars. It's going to be about the same thing each time. It's going to have a very similar format, same people, same kind of tone to it. Everything is the same. It's just slightly different content about the same thing each time. And your channel needs to be like that, okay? Every time you do a video on something, it needs to be the same thing. So unless you're going to do a trending one, then only, it's difficult. We talk about trending channels. If you're doing trending, then you're going to want to keep it in a niche like finance or something, or celebrity. We have that, and we're talking about that on another one in a moment. But start thinking about, as we go through, if we go through these different channels and these different things that work, think about your niche, what it is, and get it down as tight as possible. Think about, you make an avatar, and I do this one-on-one with my students. When they come and they decide they want a channel, make an avatar of your person. Maybe it's Sarah, she lives in America, she is 30 years old, and she likes this. Now, every time you make another video, if Sarah won't like your next video, you're making it for the wrong person based on your previous content. You're making it for the same person every time. YouTube is a very big place with everyone from all walks of life. It is a big enough space to make anything you want to make about, but you are making it for the same person. Because once again, when YouTube shares your content again, if Sarah, and there's loads of Sarahs out there, if they don't click your content, YouTube thinks it's the only way it knows this content's not good. I'm not going to share it anymore. No one clicked it. The people that previously watched the videos didn't click it this time. It's not as good. So you need to think about that. So let's start this section now. Let's start this section going into all the different niches and different types of channels you can make without filming anything. And we get into it, shall we? Let's start the next one right here. We're going to talk about the video essay genre, which is one of my favorites. And it's kind of broad. You can go into any topic you want to on that. But I'm going to show you some great people who do that on the platform. We're going to those, talk about top 10, sports, trending, riches, finance, people talking about YouTube, news, and celebs and food. We're going to get into that in the next 10 videos. So let's start that right now. Okay guys, welcome back to the next lecture. We're going to start this now talking about different niche types of examples. Not all of these you're going to be interested in. I expect obviously most of them you won't be. They're giving you examples of what you can make about, some things you didn't even think about. The first one we're going to talk about is what I call the video essay genre, which is basically talking about a topic, any topic you want, and using stock footage for that. I'm going to talk to you about a guy called Jake Tran. Let's go down and see. He talks about everything from trending stuff right now, business. There's lots about Ukraine, Biden and stuff. There's also about business, Nestle, but there's also the probably economics of the third world. Why there's someone here that's a great one, like why men like certain movies, why women like certain movies. He's really kind of broad, but that's because he can now be broad because he's at 1.45 million subscribers. In the next video, we're going to talk about 2 more video essay channels that are in the finance business genre. But I'm going to show you an example here. Actually, let me expand this and show you what his videos look like. Let's play a short amount of this.
He has broken every law of the United States, and I'm not for the death penalty, so if I'm not for the death penalty, I only want to do it, illegally shoot the son of a...
Date, 2017. Target, Julian Assange. The founder of WikiLeaks. Location, the Ecuadorian Embassy in London.
Okay, so this is his video style. You see that, and you saw that was all pretty much stock footage. He even opened with audio from a news channel. He didn't use the footage completely. He cut it up. He put over a color grade. He's put text on screen. None of this footage he's filmed. This is all either stock footage or taken from other YouTube videos of news outlets and things. And he's made it his own stories. And like location, date, person. Like talk about Julian Assange and the WikiLeaks scandal that happened here. He talks about a lot of news and trending. So I wanted to show you this guy because he does video essays and you can go and watch his stuff. He's great. If you watch another video, if I click this, I might get an advert.
How much time did you...
If I click this one, I'll wait for this advert to finish. I'm going to show you a great example of someone using Hollywood films. And we talked about the fair use policy in 2 videos ago and how to use that. Let me show you this. So this is all...
in worldwide circulation. That's 1 firearm for every 12 people on the planet. The only question...
So there's Nicolas Cage. There's some more stock footage here. Movies. There's American Psycho here. Robert De Niro. Godfather. Oh, yeah. It's really good. But let's listen for a second, okay?
Via their central banks to make sure to be looked at as a racket. But unlike your small-time mafia gangster asking for his protection money or his VIG...
So you can see that he's using, as we talked about in the fair use policy, short clips of the movies. And it's great to use Hollywood movies if you can, because great movies and TV shows are filmed amazing. And it's constantly cutting, really well shot, good quality. That's great. And he's talking over the top of it. He is adding to the topic, which is exactly what we said we need to do. Add to. You can use it as long as you are adding something to it. So here, this niche here, he's talking about... You can kind of say it's on like the world news, like he talks about the business of war. Let me see what he talks about, calls himself. It's hard to kind of explain what Jake Tran does. I make documentaries on money, power, war, and crime. So this genre is basically a news outlet. If you're thinking of CNN, Fox, thinking of any of the big news outlet, he's making documentaries or video essays on those topics in the news. If you wanted to also talk about it, if you're someone who checks the news every day and is interested in, I mean, it grabs millions of people every day because it's trending topics. And I have another one specifically on news later. This is a good niche to think about. There's always great footage on it that you can take from other YouTube videos, TV shows, CNN, news, BBC, and there's always something good to talk about and lots of information. You could write yourself a script. We'll talk about that in the next one, in the next section, in about 12 videos time. Write yourself a script. It's quite gripping, quite good, and there's going to be great footage for it. And you can talk about money, power, war, crime, stuff you see in the news that is really powerful hitting. Obviously, there's lots going on in the world right now. In fact, there always is. And you can start looking at what's trending and talking about those topics. So that was video essays. on the topics of like war, crime, stuff trending, scams, scandals, this kind of thing. You can start thinking about that more yourself if you want. What else could I talk about? I just said the word scams there. Are there like top scams in the world? People never want to lose their money, right? What's happening? Anyway, take this and look at his style. Go and check him out. That was video essays in talking on this genre. Let's actually continue the next one onto video essays, but I'm going to talk about business and finance for a reason you'll see soon. And then we're going to get into some more top 10 in sports and away from this kind of sector. So let's talk about that now. Let's go into the next video, and I'm going to show you Magnets Media and James Jani, who's got a very interesting story I can tell you about. He's this many subscribers, 1.2 million, after only this many videos. What is that, 18 videos? Amazing. Let's talk about those guys now. Okay guys, welcome back. So still kind of in this video essay documentary style niche, which I'm a huge big fan of because you can talk about some great topics, and there's loads of footage out there from the Hollywood movies we saw in the last one to news outlets talking about these topics. I'm going to talk to you about Magnets Media and James Jani. Magnets Media, English, actually they're both English guys. Videos that are normally always about business. What does he say here? Mini movies about business, marketing, money, and more. So exactly that. So if I look at his videos, he's talking about Nestle, which is a big one, Rolex, the evil economics of Tinder, which is great. You can talk about Tinder, which is a big app, big pull. People want to talk about it. Silk Road, Netflix, Spotify, Instagram, and then obviously package these as like the untold truth of the evil economics of Tinder, Nestle's dark secret, the dark truth. You'll see that a lot on these kind of niches. You use something like, I don't know, Snapchat, TikTok, Jeff Bezos, Coca-Cola, Twitter. So he's talking about in Starbucks, talk about these big topics, companies that everyone can relate to, and then say why they become popular, the disturbing truth of Coca-Cola. It really brings you in what is the disturbing truth of Coca-Cola, because 3 million people wanted to know what that was about. And then there's WhatsApp, 2 million wanted to do that, TikTok, 1 million, which is great. You can talk about these and then package it as like the dark truth, you know. And we're going to see that with James Jani too. If I go on his, also talks in the same niche kind of about business, but he often talks about the more sinister side of things, like fake gurus, those people that are trying to sell you get rich quick without actually feeding you any information. They're not teaching you anything, and of course they're just about think yourself rich, and does it really work? Self-help, MLM, which are those like pyramid style schemes, what school fair to teach you about money, Bitcoin, the dark world of mega churches. So he's got an interesting story, and he wasn't doing amazing. I think he got to like here-ish when he was about to upload. It was about to upload this video, I think. So he's only 6 videos in, and this one took off and went viral. So it didn't happen straight away, and that does happen sometimes. Suddenly, something happened where it started getting picked up, got more impressions. Because when a channel first starts, it's not going to get a lot of impressions. YouTube's going to give it a selection of impressions, you know, a handful. It's not going to give you loads. And if the click-through rate is good, then after a while, it'll give it more impressions once it works out who's watching your videos, what do they also have in common. I'll share it with those people too, and if they click, then I'll keep sharing and sharing and sharing. Then it went up to millions. He went into over 1 million subscribers, and now every video does really well. Great, amazing. I'm actually on his Patreon. I like to watch his behind the scenes videos on what he's doing, how he's thinking about this, what he's uploading, how he's scripting these and things. Really good guy. If you want to go into this niche, go and follow him and look at his Patreon. It's linked underneath every video, like $10 a month. You can go and look at him talking about how he edits things, because I'll show you what these videos look like. Let's click one. Let's wait for the advert, because I do not have YouTube Premium. I don't pay for it because I want to see what ads are displayed on videos. I'm interested in that, and what ads are displayed on my videos depending on location. 2 ads. He's making some money on these finance videos. Okay, let's look at this.
As a Catholic, but I wouldn't really describe myself as religious today. I had never heard of things like mega churches or televangelism or the prosperity gospel.
So these are Netflix style great documentaries. He's actually in his own videos, and Magnets Media is not anymore. You don't need to be in it. He could have done a pure voiceover, only voiceover, and you can see it's got all these, let me mute this while I talk. You see it's got all these great shots, searching things, finding videos, and using stock footage of these religious leaders. It's amazing what you can do with just stock footage. These are just images. You put a nice grade on it. Other YouTube videos, news outlets, some stock footage you had at the start there, talking about himself, raised Catholic and things. Wow, this looks great. Then you make it black and white. You know, so he's talking about, I'm going to talk about this niche, making video essays in the finance business sector. Now, why are these good? I already spoke about it in Magnets Media. You can talk about trending, absolute trending topics and companies that everyone uses, and then talk about the dark, more sinister side as a documentary would. And if you look at the channel here, you can see made thumbnails that are like, this is worthy of Netflix. This is actually taken from the Explained series, this yellow strip you get across the middle, which is exactly from Netflix, The Law of Attraction. So talking about this niche is good because when your videos once again fall into a finance niche, if you're talking about money, then your ad space is going to be worth a lot more. I would, if you have absolutely no interest in any topic, which I very much doubt anyone has no interest in anything, like think about the videos that you watch on YouTube, think about what you'd watch in the evening, that's your interest. If you wanted to use a genre that has the best financial gain, then of course talking about stuff like money, finance, riches, Bitcoin, etc., recession, and talking about these topics with this amazing kind of value that you're bringing in production. James Jani talks about, he rarely puts out many videos. I'm talking monthly at first, then bi-monthly, then 6 monthly for the last few, which he needs to change, he said. But he puts in amazing amount of effort into the video quality and edit. It takes them a long time to make them so that they are then evergreen. Someone can watch this today, they can watch it in 2 years time, 3 years time. It will still be a great video that's going to have a great retention time. We talked about that earlier in the course. When you got your click-through rate good, because his thumbnails are incredible and his titles catchy, The Dark World of, The Dark Truth, The Rise of Fake Gurus, etc. And then the video content quality is that of like a major production, which he's taught himself. He taught himself over several months, and you can go and do courses in how to edit. I've got a course on how to edit or the effects that he uses. There's loads on Udemy, on platforms like this, on Skillshare, and all the other places. Then you can make this, and you could do it about this. If this interests you, this interests me a lot. Watch some of his videos. Watch these three if you're interested. Jake Tran, Magnets Media, James Jani. If you want to make those documentary style channels that have great production value, watch those guys and learn from them. In the next section, we're going to move away from this and the finance and documentary style, and we're going to talk about top videos. These are like top 10 top videos. These channels always do well. They have great retention because of their structure. I'll explain more in the next section. Let's get into that right now. Let's get into it. A big one that people talk to me about when they have no idea what they want to do and they want to make content that's kind of, I want to say easy to make. No content is easy to make, and no content goes viral instantly, and it takes a lot of time and effort to put in enough on your channel. But top videos, this one is most amazing top 10. Now, if you were to make this channel today, it could be successful, but it's a different place. If I go to the videos, and we talk about this in the research section next, so I go to videos and then I sort this by oldest. We're going to see it was 7 years ago. They have 7 years worth of content, okay? And they always do top 10 high grossing movies, top 10. They are all around. They're not in a tight niche. So yes, you could make a channel that has a really wide niche and the niche itself is top 10, but I would not suggest that, especially when you're launching. You need to get your niche down tighter. Top 10 what? Sports, celebs, crazy animals, whatever it is, top 10. You got to kind of keep it as niche as possible, because once again, when somebody watches one video, then they come in for another. If it's not the same, not in the same bracket, they're not in the same interest spectrum, then they're not going to watch, and that's going to damage your channel. A channel that is 7 years old, that has 7 million subscribers, can put out videos about anything they want, but you are starting from zero. Let's go back onto the home. Let's do the top 10. Let's watch what some of them look like. Let me, what is this? So top 10 terrifying sites, the FBI, blah, 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 blah. These are top 10 like weird things, UFOs. So they have this girl presenting on here. You do not need that. And you can quite simply, the good thing about a top 10 video is that it counts down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can tease at the start of your video, and we talk about video structure in the next section. You could talk in the start of your video about number 1 or number 3 is going to be incredible. Make sure you stay for that, which keeps people watching, keeps them going onto the last section, which keeps your retention time higher. So if I'm doing, I don't know, let's do top 10 most terrifying people that the FBI wanted. And now my whole channel is going to be about crime, gangsters, mafia, criminals for different countries and all over the world and stuff. Like, I would have, okay, 10, there is this in this video right here, 12 minutes. That means each section only needs to be a minute and a bit, where there's an intro and an outro. So it's like a minute talking about each one. I could have 10 come on screen, then 9, 8, 7, you've got your intro that shows a little bit of all of them, and then tease it that the next one's coming down. It's really easy to make because as long as you could either go to Storyblocks like I've shown you and get stock footage, or you get other videos on YouTube that are talking about a similar topic or crime or whatever. All you got to do is have a script that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've got the same structure for every single video you make. You're just filling in the gaps and doing a different voiceover, talking about what it is that's on screen. Some of these channels don't even have a voiceover, they have text on screen. And these videos are also good for places like Facebook. You could make that shorter. You could half the time and only talk about each one for 30 seconds. Facebook like shorter content. But you could really do well with this genre, but I would make it tight, especially when you launch. Don't make it about everything, top 10 everything, top 10 weirdest places, top 10 unbelievable whatever it is, criminal, crime, royals, whatever it is. And then maybe after several months, once you've got a following, then you can branch out ever so slightly the niche, still in the interest spectrum, we call it, slightly. And then eventually when you're big enough, you can make it about loads of things. But when you're launching, you need people to come back to your channel. You need people to click your new videos when they get suggested them. So keep it in the right niche. Top 10 channels are great. Get yourself a niche down. I'm going to talk in the next one actually about sporting, which could happen. And there is a top 10 trending we're going to talk about. But think about if there's something, and go and look at this channel. This is Most Amazing Top 10. Is there something, if I look at their videos, these will give you a great idea. Is there something in their videos that I'm also interested in that I can make a whole channel about, at least for the first several months only? For example, top 10 crime would be a great one. There is so much online about different gangs, mafia, crimes that have happened, murdered. Like there's, Netflix is full of documentaries about this stuff, and you can make top 10 around that. Whatever it is you're thinking. In fact, let me know. I'm always interested when people are making top 10 channels or top 5 channels. Doesn't have to be 10 or whatever it is. Let me know. Think about a top 10 channel, but get your niche down initially, and then think about the wider plan to expand. Let me know. Okay, let's go into the next one. I'm going to talk about sports, which you can also relate top 10 to if you wanted to. Let's talk about sports on the next video. Okay guys, welcome back to the next niche we're going to discuss, and it's going to be sporting. Now this doesn't have to be a top 10 channel. We just spoke about top 10 most amazing. But if you're starting out, it could be a great way to get a lot of content initially, doing top 10 videos. You see people's retention in, and then move on to a more generalized video about that sport. For example, this one here is talking primarily on American sports. It's got NFL, NBA, and it's talking about all-time best shooter from NBA team using, look at this, stock footage from sports commentary like ESPN's type stuff, put on some text over the top, count down or talk about it. So you could actually employ here, you could start with a top 10. Is top 10 highest vertical. They're going to count down. Start with top 10 videos using this kind of niche in the sports genre. Choose a sport, one sport to start with, or maybe two side by side like NFL and NBA. Do like top 10 for the first month or two or something, and then eventually every now and again you could pop in a documentary style video like this using stock footage around that topic, especially if there's something like the draft or about a player or an expose or something in the news right now. So sports is a good one because it does have a lot of pull. In America, obviously, you got sports like basketball, American football, or you just call it football, obviously. And then in the rest of the world, we've got what the Americans call soccer, and the rest of the world calls football, the most watched sport on the planet and the most widespread. Australia, you got the AFL, the Australian Football League. There's loads, whatever country you're in. Once again, don't try and learn something here. If you're not a sports fan, if you don't already know about the sport, it's going to be extremely hard, not impossible, but you're going to have to research so much about that sport, about what's happening. If you were going to choose soccer in the UK Premier League, the #1 football league in the world, you'd have to research about all the teams, all the players, know what's happening. It's going to take a lot of work. But if you have an interest in a sport, be it this or the student example I gave you of UFC, it's a great way because people are already looking for that content. UFC have big games, and I know obviously you guys do in other sports too, on certain days of the month, week, year, where people are going to be searching a lot in the trending bar here for certain sports. So this is definitely a niche to consider here, sports, because there is loads of footage already out there, not so much in the stock footage sites like Storyblock, but already on ESPN, CNN, Fox, in the UK on Sky Sports and things that are going to be available to grab from YouTube. And as long as you're putting commentary over the top of it and showcasing things, adding to it, then you're not stealing, you're under the copyright fair use policy as we discussed. So it is a good genre. Make sure you love it, #1. Launch with possibly top 10 to get people interested in what it is that you're showing. And then if you want to expand the niche genre that you're in here, make short documentaries about players, about seasons, about, I don't know, a scam, a scandal that's happened or something. This is a good example here. How good was Randy Moss actually? And they're going to use loads of stock footage here and talk over it and put text on screen and make about this player. You could do that with lots of players. Whatever sport it is, whatever it is you're thinking about, that's a great plan for a channel where you don't need to film anything because the content is available and the interest is there. But only, and I repeat this, only if you're organically interested in the sport. Do not try and do this if you have no interest and no knowledge of it, because it is too person specific. Anyone who watches it, who does have an interest, will know that you do not know what you're talking about. So think about sports, be it this, be it anything. Running, Olympics, cycling a big channel. Actually, there's loads of big cycling channels. Whatever it is, think about that. Okay, in the next one, I'm going to talk about trending specifically and trending channels here. Channels that only piggyback on the back of trends. Let's talk about that in the next niche right now. Okay, welcome back to the next video. We're going to talk about trending here. Now, obviously, why is trending good? Because it's trending. So, people have already a thirst for what it is they are talking about. Channels that talk about trending topics piggyback exactly on the back of trends. So, for example, when the Queen Elizabeth passed away, lots of people were searching online for Queen Elizabeth in the finals of the Soccer World Cup. Lots of people are searching for football content. For example, when these things happen, people are searching for them. There are some things, topics that people are searching for more generally all year round, and some are time specific. The good thing about having a YouTube channel is you can piggyback exactly when things happen. So this channel does things like everything from, let's go into their videos and check. Tallest building. Now this is more general. People are gonna be searching for that, very specific. It's not for the rest of the world. Top 15 richest people in the world has mass interest. People care about money. Dubai. So Elon Musk planned to mine this asteroid. Maybe if you launch that as SpaceX were put in their rocket into space, or when Michael Jordan was in the news, you could talk about Michael Jordan on here. You could piggyback on there's loads of videos were going out about Coca-Cola about a year ago. I was seeing, so they were probably watching YouTube and seeing what happened and piggybacking on the back of that. So how do you find trends? You can quite simply go to sites like, let me grab here and we could check. Let's search Google Trends. So you can use something like Google Trends to see what's working. Overall, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Let me, I don't know, it's giving me some examples here. Let's search for example, if I wanted to make let's talk about the last one where we were talking about sports, right? And I was searching for UFC. And I'm going to search, does it have a good, now you can use, this is web search, we're going to make YouTube, so only use YouTube search. I want to target primarily the United States. I can see that right now, it had a huge search between the 4th and the 10th of September. compared to the whole year, that's because they had the Nate Diaz fight, as we spoke about. Now, if I was to compare this, maybe I want to make a UFC channel, maybe I want to make, I don't know, an NBA channel, and I want to see which has more. NBA organically has loads more search than the UFC does comparatively, and I can see it in different states too. So NBA has more search, but you don't just want to search that. You'll be more specific. NBA be like Michael Jordan or whoever's in the news right now. You talk about trending. It's a good way to find what's trending. Another good way is to just search into this box here, and you can also see trending on home, and you can see what's trending in here. You can see what's coming on, scams, things that are suggested for you. You can start searching in here. If I go Michael Jordan, highlights are coming in, Kobe Bryant's death, interview, motivation, dunks. You can start seeing what's coming out. But trends is a good one, obviously, because you can trend on what's happening. Now, this is the only example I think I've got that is niche specific, as tight as I would always like it. I would, once again, when you're starting a channel and you're talking about trend, keep it trends in your niche. You can just talk about things that are in the news right now that are trending and do a top channel about trends. Once again, using top 10 is a great way to get a lot of content and get clicks out there when you launch. But trends can be the widest of all the niches that I'm discussing in here. But if possible, keep your trends within a niche. If you're talking about richest people trends, who are the celebrities being talked about right now? Celebrity trends. We're talking about that in a moment over here. You can try and keep your trending still as tight as possible, but it is possible to make it about whatever you want because you are purely piggybacking on trends. Once again, the danger comes that if I'm interested in Elon Musk when I released a video and then you put out the tallest building in the world, I don't care about the tallest building. I do care about Elon Musk. It's hard to get me to click both videos. But once again, this channel that has 5 million subscribers, and we talk about it in the research section to find newer channels, they can pretty much put out whatever they want. I would keep the trending still within a tighter niche, but you don't have to. Trending in itself can be a channel. Make it a top 10, top 5 to start with. Countdown, give retention like this video does perfect. Top 15 richest people. Easy for you to make it to a video like that. And then broaden it. Okay, let's go into the next video now. I want to talk about richest because money is always a good one. One, because you might fall into the finance category and get better ads, a better CPM. Also, everyone is watching YouTube. Everyone is watching. We all have a job. We all need to earn money. You're watching this because you want to create a channel to make money, I expect. Everybody cares about money. Let's talk about money. Okay, welcome back to the next video. We're actually going to talk about, I'm on the wrong tab here, richest. Okay, richest. Why is money a good topic? So you do not need to film anything for this. Obviously, when you talk about anyone, for example, the richest people, the royal family, you talk about, I don't know, sports star, Cristiano Ronaldo. You talk about Jeff Bezos is in here, sports stars too. There is loads and loads of footage about them. Andrew Tate, he went up in the news a little while ago, so they trended on the back of that, how he had his millions. Elon Musk is always a big one. He's always in the news. So it's kind of a mix between, one, money always gets good clicks. When there's something like $sign and 50 million, 1.7 billion, you're talking about someone's home, what someone spends on yachts, how the other half live, you know. People are always interested in this topic. It's also quite good because it will probably fall into the finance niche when you're talking about money. And that's always good, as we've spoke about, a good CPM, good RPM for that. And there's never a shortage of footage or content. People are clicking this, they're interested in money. They're probably interested in how they made money. You think about the inside of a person, why they're interested. We like to see what rich people have. And in a way, we're probably kind of looking, they have that, I want that, how did they get it? It's quite easy to make a good documentary style, top 10 style, whatever video this is. If you talk about mega yacht with Ferrari garage, it's quite good to talk about this. He's talking about how it was made, obviously, on this one. How much would a royal family worth? You can talk about, there's loads of footage on a royal family, obviously. Cristiano Ronaldo, there's loads of footage on him, and they say how he made his money, and then talk about the private island. The title here is Inside Cristiano Ronaldo's Private Island. I guarantee on that video that only a very small part of it is showing the island. A lot of it's going to be about him, how much money he's worth, how he made it, until you get to about 6 minutes in on that 8-minute video, I expect, you see a full analysis of his private island. Keep people hooked on there, keep them watching. Elon Musk, everyone, let's go on to their videos page and let's see what it is they've done in the last few weeks. So the royal family, after the Queen passed away, here, trending on that. Andrew Tate was huge. Michael Jordan in the news too. Nice. So they trend on the back of money. Now, this is obviously a wide niche, as in you're talking about people from all walks of life, but the common thread here is money. It's quite a wide niche, but the money. And they seem to have the same thing on their thumbnails. Money in the title, the person there, what they're making. This is the niche, and it's quite wide too. I spoke about this in the last one. It's quite a wide niche, as in you are just talking about richest, what they got their money, what they spent it on, how they got it. If you had a formula for this, and we talk about this in the structured videos, if you had, like, you open up your video, you tease, this Cristiano Ronaldo has a private island, it's amazing, it's incredible. And then you go into 30 seconds of, who is Cristiano Ronaldo? What's he done? 30 seconds of, how much is he worth? How do he get his money? 30 seconds of his family and what else does he spend? 30 seconds of his cars and homes that he's had. 30 seconds of any scandals. Did he lose the money? Did he have a court case? I know he did. About that. Then get to the private island. You're like a few minutes in talking about that. You can quite easily make a mini video and easily structure that, and then get to the bit about the private island and talking about exactly what the video said it's about. All that footage is free online, from news articles, from sports, from, you can just screenshot. I showed you in the James Janney's video here when he talks about this is the mega church one. Quite often you grab like screenshots. It's really easy to do in Premiere Pro, and if you're not an editor, you can learn it or see. You grab let's find bit on here. You grab a screenshot. There's one coming up, I'm pretty sure, right about now. So that is a screenshot. So they've just screenshot the screen here. It's a still. They've put like an effect on it to make it move slightly and highlight in yellow. You can get loads of that. So rich and money is a really good niche, actually. And the more I talk about this and the more I think about it, it is good. People are always interested in making money. There is never a shortage of people to talk about. Obviously, you might want to start with, if you're trying to get an American, UK, European audience, you talk about Elon Musk, Andrew Tate right now, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, these kind of people, and then you can start to spread out. There are also big millionaires like the owner of Samsung, which actually in a video on Magnets Media, where is it here, the unicorn hunter, in India too, which is a big market. There's loads, but you might want to start first with European and American millionaires and get yourself a nice strict structure. Go over and watch this channel, get yourself a structure. What is an 8-minute video? And we talked about why 8 minutes is important. You can see like 8 minutes 1 second, 8 minutes 11, 8 minutes 7, 8 minutes 13, 8 minutes 5, 8 minutes 7. They know you got to go over 8 minutes to get that mid one in there, like 8 minutes 2 seconds. It's funny. They know they need to get that advert in the middle here, so they made it fit that. If you were to get yourself a perfect structure for a video, what does it look like? And then replicate that. You do Cristiano Ronaldo, do the Queen, do Jeff Bezos, do Mark Zuckerberg, and use exactly the same format in 30-second, 1-minute increments, and you'll soon get to 8 minutes. It'll be so much easier for you to write it, think about it, find the sections that you need, edit it when you know each section is 30 seconds or 1 minute long, and then you have yourself the rich list. Like Forbes do a rich list too each year. You can talk about so many things talking about this in the richest and money niche. So that's a big one if you want to talk about that. It's actually one of my favorites the more I discuss it. In the next one, let's move on and talk about YouTube. You're obviously watching YouTube. You're interested in YouTube. You've probably been researching YouTube. You can make a channel about YouTube if you want to. Talking about other YouTubers, their business, money, what they do to succeed, etc. Let's talk about that in the next video. Welcome back. So I'm going to talk about YouTube. I talked in the very beginning on the first lectures on this section. You have to have an interest in it, and maybe you don't have much of an interest, but if you're taking this course and you've been looking and researching, you probably have an interest in YouTube, and you've probably been looking at videos and trying to work out what went well, or why something worked, why something didn't. Let me talk about Channel by Paddy Galloway, and there are loads like this. And if I look on his videos, he has a very similar thumbnail on each one and a very similar format, and he hasn't recorded a single thing. So he talks about a trending YouTuber. There's Graham Stephan. I know they pronounce it different in America. Eric. There's Mr. Beast, which always gets big clicks. Ryan Trahan. Everyone on here you can think of if you've been looking at YouTube as to why they, people that have got popular. And the videos, let me have a look. Let me click one. I actually quite like this video here. Let's skip through the advert for a second. You can see this clicks into the finance niche. So I'm getting adverts about how to make money online. So this probably has a really good CPM too. All right, so I'm going to unmute this.
Like a typical teenager. But what if I told you he's actually one of the smartest creators on YouTube? Thomas Simon of us don't. Well, in this video, we'll break down the truth behind Tommy and its rise to the top of YouTube.
So these videos are easy to make because there's obviously loads of footage like this from their own YouTube videos. And then he uses this, which I've seen the advert for. You probably have loads of times. You can make on-screen graphics really simple. This has been cut out, put a shadow, and then they make graphics come on screen like this, which you can do in loads and loads of softwares. I'll talk about software in the next section, how to create these, what you need, and it has a really good format. He talks about how people went viral, who they are, how quickly they went viral, what it is that they did. I'll keep scrolling through this. What it is that they did, different. And this is, most of this is going to be like from their own videos, and then he's created these whiteboard style videos, like infographics, which you can do online with loads and loads of different software, not difficult to make at all, and talks about YouTube. Now, the good reason that these work and a good reason to do it, one, you probably have an interest in YouTube because you make them, and they're also always trending. People on YouTube, lots of them like YouTubers, and those YouTubers put in a lot of work to get their videos and their channels ranked. So lots of people are searching for Ryan Trahan, they're searching for Graham Stephan, searching for Mr. Beast, and you can make videos about them, especially when Mr. Beast launches a big video like Squid Games 9 months ago that came out from making this. He did a video about it, how it worked. And there's loads of footage to take from, for example, their own videos, but also there are loads of channels that talk about YouTubers too. And you can use their content in your video about them talking about YouTubers. And then, of course, add your own commentary over all the time. If you're using like a whiteboard style, like he does here, like Paddy Galloway does, or your own style, whatever it is that is, you know, it's up to you how you make these look. There's loads to talk about with YouTubers. Also, it has a big pull because lots of people want to be YouTubers. I saw this statistic that they ran that 70% of young people between the ages of, it was like 14 and 20 something, most of them, 70%, a huge number, said they want to be YouTubers. So there was an increase in people searching for YouTubers, and they want to be a YouTuber. So how did they get successful? And they watch videos like this. Loads of content about it. Big search, can use their face big on the videos, on the thumbnails here, which gets good click. And you're showing the secrets on how they broke YouTube, how they got subscribers, how they gained 1 million subscribers in this amount of time. Great trending topics for YouTube lovers. So if you haven't got a passion, but you are here looking at YouTube and you want to make videos about YouTube, and you've probably been studying YouTubers too, how they got big, what they've done, you can make videos about YouTubers. It is a good one. Really good. So go and have a look at Paddy Galloway. And there are loads of people. You'll probably be suggested videos just like his if you start watching his stuff. Loads of people doing this. And decide on a style that you want, be it this whiteboard style or another one, chalkboard. And you could find software. We talk about it in the next section to make these videos. It's not hard to make. You just need to do a good script. A little bit of research about how they got big. But you could probably watch other YouTubers talk about how they got big and make your own version of that. This is an option for you. So YouTube is an option. Let's go on the next one. Let's talk about news. And we're going into the 8th out of 10. Let's go into news, which is kind of trending, but in a more impactful way. I'll explain. Let's get into that video right now. Okay, welcome back to the next video. This won't be a long one. Let's talk about this niche news. Now, obviously, why is news a good one? The key word here is new in news because it's trending almost like a trending channel, but news. People are searching for news as opposed to trending. Trending could be the latest TikTok craze that goes around. News has a big pull because everybody wants to know what's happening in the world. And you as a niche Always have content. Now, once again, I've spoken about narrowing down your niche. So you are the news, but you're going to be news in location or about a specific topic. You could be the news about Warzone. You could be the news about Russia, America. You could be the news about whatever it is you want to be, but I would choose something. And it doesn't have to be, it could be a kind of channel that people search for daily to get the news. You don't need to create your own content. You could watch the news for the day every day and create content for that based on the top stories. You could do a top 10 news for the day. I know that the BBC do a really good thing where they want to show the most trending topics on their app. There could be a video version of this. Everyone doesn't have a lot of time. They want to run in to the office, they're getting on the subway, train, work, whatever, and you do the top 10 news for today. Count down and see your top 10, top 5 stories, whatever it is. There is going to be content for that. You can also do a discussion, as in you can't just put up their content, you need to talk about it yourself. You can use their video footage, short clips, and then you're adding your own commentary on it, but the person doing the news story has already done commentary, so you know pretty much what to say, but your own version and your own take on it. News is a good one, but try to think about a hybrid, and we talk about that in a moment after we go through these niches. Hybrid on the news. The news about what? The news on current events, the current events in America, current events in the UK, in Europe, current events around finances happening that day in the news, just trending topics. The more I think about this niche, it's good because you're going to get a search for it every single day. You need to really work on your titles and what's happening. It can be the top 5-10 news rundowns for that day, and you can quite easily do 2-month videos, one every single day about news that's happening in that day. Now, depending on what location of the world you're in, you could quite easily get a head start on this. Either wake up and edit and do it for that day and release it later in a day, or if you're already behind the rest of the world, if you're in the States and you are hours behind Australia, Asia, Europe, then you have a head start on what's been trending on the BBC app already for 6 hours before New York even wakes up, 8-9 hours before the rest of America. Start thinking about the news as a niche. That's an interesting one because you can trend, it's trending in a topic that is always needed. There's a reason news have their own channels. There's a reason the news has been the biggest source of information since the dawn of time. Newspapers, the news always happens every single day on all channels for a reason. Think about the news, popular topics, and how you're going to package this, either in a countdown section, style packaging, or news topics in a set niche. Think about the news as a topic. Loads and loads of source material for that, and you can start your own news station. Perhaps it's going to be funny, perhaps it's going to be serious, perhaps it's going to be on a set niche. You decide. It's a good topic. Let's talk about the next one. Let's go over celebrity, which also has a big trending pull for obvious reasons. Let's talk about that. Okay, welcome back to the next video. We're going to talk about celebs for this niche. Now, why is that a good one? Obviously, people care about celebrities. They are celebrities for a reason. We'll talk about this channel, The Things Celebrity. Now, 8.5 million subscribers, so you have to take things with a pinch of salt. No matter what they put up would work, but there's some great ones here. You can see the Queen recently passed away, and they've got a whole section here in the last 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, all about the royals. The good thing is there's always going to be a story, be it the Johnny Depp case, whatever it is. There's always going to be a story about the celebrities, be it the royal family, be it a celebrity in the news, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian. There's loads of stories on here. There's always something to talk about. And you could quite easily make a video, let's hover over, from stock footage. They've got a border around with text, and they've got footage from other either YouTube videos or TV shows for everything. And they've got this same, it's a female skewed content channel. You can tell that in the branding. They've chose pink. They're choosing certain celebrities. I doubt we're going to find anything here on a male-centric celebrity like a sports star, NFL, or football. So they're definitely catering. They know who their audience is. Once again, they've talked about their avatar of a person. It's probably a female between teens to 30s. In the West, they all seem like Western celebrities, Cardi B, etc. So that's what they're doing. And they're talking about inside, revealed, look, filters, no television, what do they really look like? You could also do this, how much money they've got, houses, how they made the money, scandals. There's always a celebrity scandal, and that's always interesting for someone because you're picking on people they already know, and then you're putting a skew on it like exposes peace red flags. Tragic story. Meghan and Harry started dating versus now. That's always an interesting one. The reaction to Harry's red flag. There's loads. And then celebs always a good one because someone's always going to be trending in the news. You're going to see this yourself if you go on to any website you want, be it a gossip magazine, be it other YouTube channels, be in the news. There's always going to be a celeb section because they're always interesting, and all you got to do is find the celeb with their face on a thumbnail. You're going to find loads of footage about them, have a story about it, be it money, be it scandal, be it revealed, be it see them in XYZ compromising or different situation to you never normally see them, and this is your niche. The most content about celebrities than probably any other genre we are talking about here, because they are always in the limelight. So you are never ever going to be short of footage for this niche, and you are never going to be short of content for this. I would, if I was going to launch again, choose your celebrities. Say you're doing your first 30 days, 1 video a day. We'll talk about that later. For your first month upload, I would probably have a list of 15 celebrities. I would do 2 videos on each, one back to back, so that if somebody watches a video on one celebrity and that's what they're interested in, they can then see the next one, and then you go into a new celebrity. Try and keep it in the same genre, trending, recent celebs, and if your avatar for a person, male, female, age, location, keep their interest in the celebs you're talking about within that niche of celeb. Quite simple. So you can go somewhere between the trending, who's in the news right now, and the people that your avatar that you've created are interested in. Get the content, edit it. It's going to be very, very easy to make content about celebs. Try and get your niche down tighter for when you first launch, but you could easily make a channel talking about celebs. Could be celeb scandals, could be celebs money, could be celebs the way they look, image, could be whatever it is you want. Celebrities are great because there's loads of content about them. Shorts work for celebs too. Anyway, celebs is a good one. Let's talk about the next one. Talk about food, because everyone in the world eats and everyone loves to watch good food. So let's talk about the last niche in the next section, the next video. Let's go and talk about food. The next video, I'm going to talk to you about food. This already makes my mouth water, dipping this burger into cheese here. This is amazing. Let's go back. So I've just searched top food here. Now, the reason, and there's a good channel actually, Food Insider here, but I'm going to actually look at this video and show an example of this. Let's skip through the advert and then we'll scan through the video, and I'm going to show you exactly why food would be a good one. Cooking shows, be it the British Bake Off, I'm from the UK, is a big one. Food channels are always good because I'm watching this now, my mouth's watering, I want to see. So this video here is 42 foods you must eat before you die. 7 minutes of, it's already counted 1. Number 2 must be coming up really soon. Ready, 2. So it's now going to count to 46. They've literally just grabbed another YouTuber's video talking about food, put a number 2 of it. They've given credit to the person. Let's play this here. Burger Point Sydney. They're going to give credit to the YouTuber talking about it, which is always good when you talk about whether you can use someone else's footage or not. If you give credit to them, that's always good. And you could quite easily go through top 10, top 20 foods and either have text on screen or talk yourself, or use an automated voice. We can talk about that in the next section to make this. Oh, look how good these look. To make a food channel. Now, if I was you, I would make my niche tighter than that if possible. For example, at least to start with, desserts, dessert food, the Swedish food, meaty, big burgers, crazy foods from around the world. Asia versus America, America versus Europe, whatever it is, there's loads of channels like that. Actually, inside this channel, they've got a whole section here, UK versus US, in different kinds of food. There are ways to do this to get your niche even tighter. Weird fast foods from around the world. McDonald's, Subway, everything is different in every country. They have different menus, and I bet you can find footage on that on YouTube already, seeing what's inside the menu, or go on their website and see what's available. In McDonald's in Thailand, there's rice dishes, for example. You don't have that in America or the UK. You can do so much with food because everyone likes to see those mouth-watering images of food. You can do this. If you're interested in food in any way, it's quite easy to do a countdown channel. I would once again launch with a top 10 style video, and then you can go into more about, I don't know, comparing countries side by side or something. That's completely up to you. But there's going to be loads of footage about that from other YouTube videos or stock footage on videos too. Restaurants' websites, restaurants' own promotional material. If you're talking about restaurants that have their own channels, they're going to be happy that you used their footage inside your video. It's extra promotion for them. Just tag the restaurant as an on-screen, put where they're from, put them in your description. They're going to be more than happy for you to use their content, I can guarantee it. Food is a big one, and there's lots that could be done with that. Even more down to a hybrid channel, like there's videos that make the tiniest food and they make tiny cakes or tiny meals, or the biggest. You compare the biggest to the smallest. There's so much you can do with the food niche. So you probably haven't thought about it, but go ahead and think about that as a channel where you haven't made the content yourself. I'm going to briefly, I mentioned it there, I'm going to briefly now in the next lecture talk about hybrid channels where you're mixing two things together to narrow down your niche. Also, let's talk about that now in the next video. Guys, welcome back to the next video. So I just want to talk to you about something called a hybrid channel. And I've got an example here. This is not one that is used stock footage or non-footage that they film. They do film their own content, but I just want to show you what a hybrid is, and then we can start thinking about that, because the next lecture is a project of yours to try and work out your niche, work out what it is that they should look like, what they could be, for example. So let's talk about hybrid. Now, cooking, baking cakes, huge genre that people want to see, interested in. It's exciting for a lot of people. It's the reason that cooking shows are still on airtime, primetime TV, and people are looking for it. We cook every day. So this person though, Tiny Cakes, took, okay, well, we got a genre here, baking cakes. That could be interesting. Well, if I make them tiny, hybrid, that's a hybrid channel. Now they're not just, I'm making cakes, I'm making tiny ones. Look at the size of these, and this little tiny toast that they're making and all this stuff. And they put their fingers in shots to make sure you see how tiny and how small it is. It's amazing. So this is a hybrid channel. They want to take their genre, their niche, and they made it into a hybrid. If you took, I don't know, let's talk about sport, and you talked about one specific, doesn't mean you have to be like miniature sports, but start thinking about a secondary thing to do with your niche that you could make it extra tight in who's going to like it. Because a lot of us think appealing to the masses and as many people as possible is what you need to do on YouTube. And yes, 10 years ago or so, appeal to the masses, grab people in. Now there's so many people watching YouTube. More importantly, so many people uploading to YouTube, that actually become into a time that you want to get your niche down to as small and tight as possible. You're not doing a travel vlog anymore. You're doing travel in a specific city, location. There's enough people looking on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world, to see exactly what it is that they want to see. So someone isn't just looking for travel in general. They're looking for travel in Kuala Lumpur, and you got a whole channel based on that one place. Somebody watches one video on there, they're going to watch more videos on there, and you start attracting people. There's enough of the internet, enough people looking. Doesn't matter what you're going to make it on. This person didn't do baking, they did tiny cakes. You're not just going to do UFC, that's too general. You're going to do UFC, certain fight style, certain weight class, maybe male, female, whatever it is. Or going to mix it up together with something else to make it into a hybrid channel. You're going to do news, you're going to do funny news, crazy news, only weird news, a country specific location news. You're going to do celebs, you're going to do a certain kind of celeb, a certain sport, a certain genre, a certain funny thing that happens within that. So when I talk about a hybrid, I mean mixing two things. You've got the celeb, perhaps you're doing that. We talked about it over here. Perhaps you've got the celebrity thing, but you're going to do celebs and then add another one, that's your niche, and then add scandals only, add money only, add something funny only, add maybe it's female and it's something to do with, there was one here about like surgery that they had. There's something. Think about making it as tight as possible. It doesn't mean that one day you don't make it wider and talk about more things, but initially while you're launching, once again, remember, YouTube shows your video to a very small number, they click through, then the next time you have a video up, they show it to the same people. If they don't click, YouTube verifies your video as not so good and doesn't give it further impressions. So it's very, very important that you start sticking down to one thing. So branch out initially, but first think about channel niche, hybrid, smaller, tighter niche if you can, in whatever it is. And in the next lecture right now, let's talk about that. Let's work on a sheet I'm going to develop with you in working out exactly what it is that you want to make a channel about. Let's go there right now. Okay guys, welcome back to the next lecture. I'm going to share this sheet with you that I've got on here. I'm going to actually have it so you can download it, and you can yourself either open this back up in Google Docs or download it and use it in Word or whatever program you want. It's a series of questions I have, and I use this with a lot of students before to work out exactly what to make a channel about. And then also there's some extra section on the bottom here which I'll go into about video structure and titles, kind of a bonus bit, and we talk about these later in the video too. But right now, I have a series of questions which, if we go down, I'm going to fill it out too, as if I am a student like you, and you should do this, and it'll explain each part and each question also. Coming onto the sheet, the first thing is, do you have an interest or are you an authority in a topic? For example, if I already am in a certain city, I am in a certain profession, I am traveling to a certain location, then yes, you're an authority on travel in that country, that city. I'm a New York specialist. I'm making videos, travel videos about New York. I'm a real estate agent in an area that is my expertise. So you can either say, like, I'm going to put these in now in gray, and then you can then delete these obviously and put in your own one. So let me go, yes, I am a, I don't know, real estate agent in LA. And then maybe that's what I want to make my channel about. It might not be, it might be. You have a lot of knowledge about it already. Go with what you love, what you have knowledge about. But maybe not. So let's unbold this. Okay, let's go to the next one. If yes or no, what do you enjoy watching on TV? So I enjoy watching, and I'm going to go along with this. You may be saying, like, I don't know, I enjoy watching like crime documentaries on Netflix. Maybe that's your thing, and you start thinking about, I'll probably move on to those video essays about crime and things. If I like to watch real estate shows in USA, stuff like Selling Sunset, and also, I don't know, $1 Million Listing. I like celeb gossip. This could be whatever it is that you want. What is it doing here? Yeah, $1 Million Listings, Sunset is done in the USA. Yep, so I can start gaining, oh, I know this, but this is yours. So maybe you enjoy watching, I don't know, crime I watch loads of crime documentaries, the murder stuff, the scandals on Netflix. They're amazing. I could make my own versions of those as documentaries. Is there a pattern in his niches? For me, there is a pattern. Okay, so let's do, yeah, it is real estate, high-end / celeb. Okay, something like this. Once again, let me format this all for you so you can go through and delete this easy. I'm going to develop an initial idea based on what it is that I like watching. Okay, so let's talk about high-end houses in the USA. Doesn't have to be USA, but that seems to be a pattern. It could be anywhere in the world, really. Okay, so I'm going to rework this a little bit, hybrid. Let's do only celeb houses and costs. See inside. Yeah, something like this. This sounds like quite a nice channel coming on, actually. Okay, unbold that. Summarize. What the hell is this word? Summarize, spelled with a Z for the Americans, not an S for the English. Okay, summarize the channel in a couple of sentences. Okay, so let's call this, let's say I'm going to make a channel based on this, like look inside or show celebrity houses in the USA. Big, huge mansions, the cost, amenities, location, neighbors, etc. Oh, mistyped that. Neighbors, etc. Okay, so that's pretty much what my channel is going to be if I make a channel about this, and there'd be loads of stock footage about celebrity houses, images, gossip magazines, all kind of this. Summarize it in one sentence. Take a look at amazing celebrity houses. Take a look at amazing, expensive. I'm going to start talking about money a little bit more so that I can try and get maybe into the money niche about this. So that's it in one sentence. Now summarize it in 1 to 3 words. I would say celebrity homes exposed or revealed or something like this. And now I've just worked that out. I'm doing this off the top of my head, by the way, guys. I haven't pre-planned making this. I've used this sheet a long time, but I've just made this channel up. So I'm going to use this as an idea for my channel name. So my channel name, here's pretty much what each one's going to be about. Here now is a better rundown. I've backward engineered it into exactly what's going to be inside my pounds. I might also do like break into 5 sections for each video, or top 5 countdown, something like this. Okay, so that's an idea for my channel name. Now I'm going to think about my structure. Is it a top 10 5 countdown? Is it a documentary or info style? For example, am I going to be like, hey, this is Michael Jordan's house and he lives in this area. It costs this much money. He moved from here. His neighbors are this. It has a pool. It has 20 million bedrooms and some beautiful stuff. Here's some images. That's more of an info style documentary video rather than here are 5 amazing things about Michael Jordan's house you never knew. That's a countdown. Here's top 5 basketball players' houses in Los Angeles or in America or whatever. So you can start thinking about which style. And there's other ones here. And these are some of the main ones we've talked about in this video. But for this one, for mine, it's probably this, more like an info style video. Now, we're going to talk about structure, but you must get a structure down to a T. I took this structure from another channel. I was working with someone who was a real estate agent somewhere else in the US or Canada. And so here's a title example. Just find your dream home for sale in whatever city they were in. I've removed it. Thumbnail's going to say like homes not listed anywhere. They were trying to sell houses, you see, and use YouTube as a platform for that. 5 amazing homes for sale in wherever the town is. Okay, remember, why would, we talked about this before, your avatar, Sarah, or whoever watch, make sure you keep making it for them. So the structure of my video, now I'm breaking it down, is I'm going to open to reaffirm the click. So if I've said homes for sale, or I've talked about Michael Jordan's amazing home, straight away in the first 15 seconds, I'm going to say, you are going to see inside Michael Jordan's home. It's amazing. It's incredible. It costs this much money. It's great. The person knows they are getting what it is they clicked for. Then the next 15 seconds, I'm going to mention, we're going to look at 5 areas of Michael Jordan's home. We're going to look at the cost, see who his neighbors are, look at some incredible rooms, the pool and the landscaping, whatever your 5 areas are. I've just made that up. Start thinking about your niche, and maybe there's going to be 5 areas. I'm going to ask them to subscribe. I'm going to talk about section 1, only 30 seconds long. Section 2, only 30 seconds long. Why do I make these sections shorter and these last ones longer? Because I want to keep someone's retention. So if I start counting down quicker, they're going to stay longer for the next section. I'm also going to mention back here, I forgot to say, in this next section, I'm going to say, make sure you stay for, at the end, I'm going to show you something incredible you would not believe that Michael Jordan has in his home. So I talked about section 1, section 2. I'm going to ask them to comment, get involved. I'm going to ask them to subscribe. Then I'm going to remind them again. Remember, in section 5, there's something incredible coming up, or section 6, whatever it is. I'm going to talk about his neighbors, some amazing rooms in his house, pool and landscape, and how incredible it is. And now the bonus section. Michael Jordan's also got a pet monkey. I don't know, whatever it is that you waited for. That's the incredible thing. Then I'm going to plug to watch the video content. I'm not going to make my outro too long because everyone drops off at the end of the video. If you talk for like 1 minute saying goodbye, you want to keep it nice, short and sharp so that if people click away, it doesn't ruin the overall percentage of the video. For example, if 90% of people clicked off in the last 30 seconds, it's going to ruin the percentage retention for the whole video. Keep it nice and short. This is a nice video structure of 5 parts. If you were doing a countdown, 10 countdown, this is even easier. It's like 30 seconds for each countdown section, plus some other intros, 40 seconds or whatever. Counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a title, I'm going to mention it now quickly, a little bonus section on here. Titles, I always try to have a 3-part structure in my titles. It might work for your niche. We talk about the research section next and how to find these. Your niche key term, celeb houses, something like that, or the celeb's name, Michael Jordan, Kim Kardashian, whatever is that. Extreme keyword, crazy, expensive, $1 million. You won't believe. Info, 5 things you didn't know about. So some examples, 5 amazing homes for sale. This was for this channel. 5 homes in whatever city, not listed anywhere. Hurry. So you can start working out how you can have 3 parts to a title to make sure you cover everything that person is going to want. Okay, so work through this. This is your project. Work out your channel niche. You can delete these grays. I'll keep them in there to give you an idea as you're working along here. And then let's break into 5 sections. And you can start working it out and have this down for yourself too, structure and everything. We'll talk about that more in the next section on this course. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to you next about the wider earnings. You're going to make money, obviously, through your channel, through ad revenue, but there is far more ways you can make money on YouTube, and not just through ad revenue. And we're going to talk about that just briefly in the next video. Okay, so I will see you guys over there.